Test, test, test. Test. 1, 2. Test, 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 test. Test, test, test.
Check.
Test, 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 test. Test, test. Test. Test.
Hi, everyone. Not too many people here today. Too windy. Windy in here? Wait, so the wind blew away all of your neighbors? Is that what you're saying? All right. So management Q&A with not that many neighbors here. For those of you that haven't met me, and everyone in here has, I'm Michelle Grimaldi, the president and CEO here at Woodland Pond. This is our management Q&A, and we're just going to kick it off. Jason's going to start today. Jason, would you like to introduce yourself and management Q&A us today?
Hello, everyone. I'm Jason Irish. Hey, I am only going to talk about a couple of things that I have here, and I'll take questions and pass it on to the next. I won't be long. The first thing I'll talk about is the resident technology assistant. Most of you know him. His name is Ryan. He's been here almost a year. I want to talk a quick background about about his background, and then I'll talk about what I wanted to talk about. So Ryan right now is in college, getting his master's in cybersecurity. Yeah, so if anybody's questioning his credibility, he knows what he's talking about for the most part. He has to do some research when it comes to some things, but Ryan's pretty sharp. We expect him to be here through his degree. Once he finishes that, he'll probably be looking for a job somewhere else. So I want to get it out there now that he may not be here for 4 years, 5 years, but he'll definitely be here for at least another year approximately. And now for him, if anyone is interested in having him come and check out your phone or your iPad or your computer or printer, whatever it is, your TV, you can set that up with the concierge desk. Don't come in and look for Ryan. Don't catch him in the hallway because he's probably moving on to help the next person. Just set up an appointment with concierge and he'll reach out to you when he has time. That's for Ryan. This is something I haven't told Tom yet, or Noel, but I want to start doing this. So most of you know, we do the preventative maintenance checks where the maintenance department will check your apartment for everything, the filters, the lights, it's preventative maintenance. We don't have to get into it. What they do check is the SARA alarms. So the pull stations in the bathrooms, they test them. We make sure they're working. What I want to start doing is we should start testing the PERS at the same time. I don't know why we haven't been doing it, but we should. So we'll talk about it. This is something we're going to add to it. And then when the maintenance department comes, you press your PERS. We'll check to make sure it's going off at the concierge desk. If it's not, we'll fix it. But we just want to add that to it. And I'll talk to Tom and we'll get that going. Trips. This is some of the stuff that I talk about all the time. Sign-ups for trips, especially for shopping and church. We need people to sign up because if we don't know you're going, the driver may not be there. So we want people to sign up for shopping on Wednesdays and Saturdays and church on Sundays. With that, I want to talk about medicals. So medical departments, everyone's doing a great job setting up their medical appointments 72 hours in advance. When we give the departure time, everyone's doing a great job, to be honest, with coming down on time, but just try to be 15 minutes in advance of the departure, just to make sure everyone's getting on the vehicle and we're leaving to make sure no one's late for their appointments. But we have been doing a great job. Another thing we changed, this was in the Chanticleer last week, the pickups in town. Not everyone uses it. It's the same 2 or 3 people that have pickups in town, but we're not going to do them on Fridays anymore. We're only going to do them on Wednesdays. So I see Kitty in the back, but Kitty always has hers on Wednesdays. Yeah, we're not going to do them on Fridays, only Wednesdays if you have a pickup from the health food store, Fox and Hound, wherever it is. While we're talking about driving, there's a new driver. Well, technically 2 new drivers, kind of. Jim Palin he's been here about a month. His background, he's worked for the fire department, driven ambulances, driven fire trucks. So he's more than capable of handling our vehicles. He's a great guy. When you see him, say hello. Also, Stephanie Rezowitz, who works with Rob in environmental service, she's been doing some other trips for us, some staff trips, but she's also done a couple of evening trips. Some of you may have driven with her. She's occasionally going to drive. We'll see how much she drives, but she's doing a good job. Thanks, Rob. No. The cottage residence. This has been in the Chanticleer for a while, or it was in there a while back. We just want everyone, if you've changed your garage door code, if you have an updated garage door code, just let the concierge desk know. Sometimes if we need to get into the cottage for whatever reason, our master keys don't work for the cottages. We have keys, but if it's a maintenance guy running down, we need the garage door code. So if you have a new one, update it, maybe just call and just give whatever one it is, just so we have the right one on our list. Here's one thing. We have residents that go to PT in the health center, or if you go and visit a resident, maybe in skilled nursing or in assisted living, whichever unit. As you go through the basement or even outside, as soon as you get in, you have to put a mask on. I know, Michelle might talk about this, so I won't, will you? All right. No, not about that, but I know most of you or we all know that there's been a mask mandate that was lifted, but it's not lifted for our health center. So we still have to wear masks in the health center. Visitors still have to wear masks. So just so you know, if you're heading over to PT or to visit, put your mask on. This is the last thing I'll talk about, and maybe Sarah had this on her list too. Recently, we had a resident get locked out of their apartment. It was after the concierge desk closed. They didn't know what to do. There's phones, like there's a phone here in the PAC, there's a phone in the classroom, there's a phone in the game room, phone in the library. There's also a phone in the vestibule on the entranceway. If you just dial 0 at any time, if it's overnight, 1 a.m., 3 a.m., whatever time, someone will answer that phone and they'll let you into your apartment. So don't think you're locked out all night and you have to go sleep, in the pool. Just call 0 and, security or maintenance or whoever's at the desk will get you in. Any questions? Dave.
Less a question than a comment and compliment. We had the Super Bowl party in here on Sunday, and all the people who were here said it was great, but they don't know why it was great. It was great because you got the TV set up, and because Amy brought out some really good chow. So
Thanks, Amy.
Your faces weren't in the room, but you were very much appreciated. Both of you.
You're welcome.
Thank
You're
you very
welcome.
much.
Yeah. Any other questions for me before I pass it off? Yes. This is Helen Forenbach.
I don't know if this is pertinent to you, but when we had that terrible below 0 high wind alert, the draft coming in my door from the patio was like a gale force wind.
Mm-hmm.
Is this something that you address with winter?
Weather stripping. So
Yeah,
yeah,
weather
what we can do is if that happens for anyone, they should put in a work order with
I see.
concierge, and then the maintenance department will do whatever they can to, alleviate
Okay.
that. Most likely with weather stripping, but
Plastic tape up for that day because I knew there was a tremendous amount of energy being lost
Yeah.
by that wind coming in, and it worked beautifully.
Good.
But until I did put a worker order in, so
Good.
hopefully that'll take care of it. Thank you.
And now while we're on that quick, I'll just talk about the last thing. So we have our mass notification system. I think we sent out a mass notification for that one that we may lose power. If anyone doesn't receive alerts or they have a specific way they want to receive the alert, whether it's just email, just cell phone, just home phone, whatever it is, let the concierge desk know and we can make those adjustments in our mass notification system, which, most of you are aware of. Any other questions for me? Bernice? No question. No. Amy.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, I'm Amy McIntyre, the Director of Dining. How is everybody today? Maybe I'll try holding it. All right, we're going to try this. Okay. I just want to talk, I'm going to bring up something the dining committee and Ginny have been talking about passionately for months now. Wait for it. We unanimously agreed at dining committee that in my one-on-one with Michelle, that we would discuss opening up the pub on Saturdays. Wait for it. Now this is a big community. And what happens in big communities is that we need to ask everyone. So Michelle and I decided that we're going to do a survey and see if it's just like the 20 people or if it's 100, what we're looking for and the needs for it. Because everything has to be, okay. Having the bistro open for lunch is a luxury. Okay. We maybe get 7 tables a day, maybe. Taco Tuesday, we get 3. But we do it for those 3 tables that come in every day. They love lunch, but we're not making any money on the bistro. So we have to always think about stuff. We're not here obviously to make money, but we need to stay in the green. So we're going to, what the dining committee had asked is to do a 90-day trial because we want everyone to get it out to everyone that the pub is open, change our ways because for how many years now, the pub has not been open on Saturday. So people do have other things that they do on Saturdays when family members come. So we thought 90 days was a sufficient amount of time to get it out to everybody. when talking to Michelle, we decided that we're going to do a survey. So just be looking out for that soon, okay? And I mean, I just put it out to my staff. If anyone was interested on the wait staff to be trained to do the pub. So I want to get them on board too, because at this point, I don't have anyone who comes in on Saturday days. So it's a staffing situation too. But I want you to know that I'm hearing you. I'm respecting it. I went to Michelle about it. We've made a plan, and just look out for those surveys, okay? All right. Well, yes. Well, we can talk, well, that'll be in the survey, Betsy, so everyone understands, but it would be soup and cold sandwiches like that, simply to go cooler. It would not be a full on, in the beginning, it would not be a full on with the grill, because I don't have a full cooking staff, the chefs in there. So dining committee had recognized we could do a modified menu. So that would be on the survey that you're all going to get. And then you can make decisions about that. And then based on the survey, we'll bring that up and we could start that, we'll just see what the decisions are. Okay. So spring, summer's coming. I'm getting excited. I'm going to make Ashley go walk with me after this meeting today. I don't care if it's windy. It's not blowing me away. That being said, we have menu changes. Okay. So we've been working on menu changes for weeks now. Just going over food of the past, our faves, using that Happy or Not machine to see our wins and losses, days that we do really well, a lot of your feedback on items. We have another menu meet. We've been doing them every day because you have to. This is really a big deal, because not only do we have to, when someone comes up to me and says, I want lobster tail, I also have to, there's strict guidelines, because we are a kitchen that cooks for the health center. So we also use a senior living menu. And our goal with the spring summer menu is to get all those nutritional facts online for you. So to do that, we have to follow regimented recipes, and they all come from a program. So there's so much more involved in this process. Please, if anyone, at this point, I'm dining director. If anybody wants to email me with any last minute suggestions for menus. At this point, we're keeping spaghetti and meatballs on. I'm adding liver and onions. We're going to bring the glazed ham back. We're going to do baked ziti with a meat. He's talking about doing Coney Island hot dogs. He found a really nice vegan ravioli he did last night. I know beef burgundy's on the menu. Coconut cream pie. We're also doing key lime pie, some rice puddings. We're going to feature bread puddings. I know that you saw all the really cool ice creams that we've been bringing in. Any suggestions on ice cream, just let us know. We don't care. We get so stuck in our ways, if that makes sense, that when someone says, hey, I want rum raisin, I'm like, oh man, I love rum raisin. Let's bring it in. But you have to tell me what you want, and then we can order it from Gillette. You guys know all that we use Perry's ice cream, and they have everything you could think of. Skilled Nursing asked for Rocky Road, and that's what they're getting. Okay, so I just want you to know, look forward. It's going to be March 18th is when the new menus start. Okay, just to give you an idea. All right. So how was Super Bowl? Do you enjoy? Good. I heard, and I want you to know that the feedback is so appreciated. I've had so much staff members come to me and be like, they really enjoyed Super Bowl. And I was actually with Tanya at a Super Bowl party, and she's getting text messages from Monique, like letting us know, because we get, I hope you know that, like, I know salaried means like I'm always on the clock, but I really am always on the clock. So in my head, I'm like, God, I hope they loved those roses last night, because you should have seen me checking out at Stop and Shop. Or the fact that I only needed 220 chocolate covered strawberries, and I did every single one of them. Yeah. Thank you. But Jared got nervous. So he thought we were not going to have enough. So he bought like another flat of the big strawberries. So I did another 50 so all the staff could have one too. Because come on, who makes chocolate covered strawberries and tells the wait staff they can't have one? Right? So this is my mind constantly. So Super Bowl Sunday, Monique's texting us, giving us like live guys are having a good time, blah, 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 everything's good. And then when I had gotten the request in from Sarah, I told Jared, oh, they need wings, but not just one kind. Like I had 4 different flavors. Why can't you? Just to give you an idea. And these are the fun things that I love doing. I know Mardi Gras, right? The 21st, it's coming up. That is not a complimentary happy hour, but we're giving out margaritas are complimentary. Okay. So just because we had an issue with that last year. So I wanted to say that at the Q&A. So the happy hour, the whole happy hour is not our monthly complimentary because I think we just had that. But it's margaritas for anyone and everyone. And anything, dress up, have fun. You know that we will be, because I had a sticker, a heart sticker and headbands, and I went to the bowling alley looking like that last night. Okay. So next thing is mobility devices. It's becoming a problem again. You know who you are. They cannot be in the dining room. Zero tolerance. It's somebody has, I guess, at one point fell and broke something, and let's repairing ourselves. I mean, at 46, I know what it's going to be like if I break a bone. This is a big deal. We need all mobility devices to be taken out of the dining room, but we also, my staff can't be concerned about hurting your feelings when they try to take it. So that's the biggest piece of this. That is their job. That is Ruth's primary, one of her responsibilities is getting that mobility device from you. So that I've been hearing that they've gotten a little pushback about some of the mobility devices. If you feel like it's not being brought back to you promptly, just let me know. Or Tanya, she's always around, and we can definitely do an in-service about that. But all mobility devices have got to be removed from that room. And I will have Tanya talk about that in her pre-shift meeting she does every day with the wait staff to make sure that they're going to make that everyone's getting out. All right, just because this is fun and then I'm done. Happy or not, that machine is hysterical. So, at this point, we are emailing Joan the happy or not feedback machine. Monday morning, we get reports. Dining committee is getting that once a week. So they are seeing all of this. So it's full transparency to what you're feeling about dining. I'm just bringing it to you because it's hysterical. Wait staff, superior. Lamb was great. Lamb was good. Best rice in months. Sprouts good also. Filet was delicious, and chocolate covered strawberries really tasted like strawberries. To continue, the lobster was overdone. I heard that. I heard that one of the lobsters were overdone. So we know that that happened, and we replaced with lamb chops. Flounder was badly cooked. It was hard. It must have been standing around for a long time to get that way. Waste of a great piece of fish. Ready for this one? No bread? Why is that so hard? We're old, not stupid. The bread is put in the oven, so you guys know that. So that's a preference. So we bake all those rolls and they're put in the oven and then they're kept in a hot box. Not everyone appreciates that. Food was splendid as well. This is on 2/12. Nice pace of food delivery. I didn't like tonight's coleslaw. Fried chicken was fantastic. Too much salt on the tilapia. Monique was excellent. Would also like cherry, raspberry, or pineapple sauce for cheesecake. I got 2 of those, so I think those 2 were sitting together. Delicious Brussels sprouts. Salmon seasoned very well. Michael is a great addition. Brussels sprouts are the best ever I've had at Woodland Pond in 3 years. Pork tenderloin was superb. Tilapia was way too salty, which was, see, this is perfect. That's 2. So I bring it back. I read these reports to my cooks every Monday. We go over all of this every Monday. So obviously they must have overcooked or salted that tilapia. There's no way that you're going to hear that twice on a report unless they were sitting together. I would like to have a sauce with the cheesecake, like cherries or pineapple. The food tonight was delicious. Our whole table had something different and we all loved it. How about using a felt tip pen on the pickup dinners? Those pencils are hard to read. The pork is great. Green beans were tough. The worst pork I've ever had, ever served anywhere. Same night. Bean soup was great. Food was pretty good, but that coffee's weak. Beef stroganoff, sensational. The service was good. The food is delicious. Great. Icy cold chicken wings. Okay, one is about me, so then I'm going to be done. Something about I showed up at a table and they really were appreciative. I'm somewheres. Okay, the point is, I love this valuable feedback. You have no idea how important this machine is to us. I joke and bring that report to you because it's food and I like to make light of everything. But I get these reports. It'll tell me exactly what days we had our wins and losses and opportunities. It'll tell me when you've enjoyed a meal and not enjoyed a meal. Because see, not everyone has to leave feedback. You could just leave a happy face and be on your way. And then I can pull the report and know that since I was here last time, we had 456 responses in that machine. So congratulations, you're using it, because that was a concern. So since our last Q&A, 118, I pulled the report, 456 responses. We are at an 83% happy index. I'm okay with that. Michelle says 80%. I want 90. I said I'm okay with it. 76% of the responses were really happy. 8% were that like other happy face. I just wanted to be happy or sad. It was 6% was the pinkish color, and then 10% was red. So I think that we're winning right now. If 348 responses out of 456 were all happy. You continue to email me, which I love. I try to get back to everyone in a very timely manner. If I do not, write back and say, hey, I don't mind. All right. I value your feedback and I value you. Any questions for me? Almost.
Just
Yes, sir.
curious, how do you handle the other hospital area on a weekend?
What's the question? The health center?
Yeah, how do you handle that for the weekends, food wise?
You mean for staffing who's doing it?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a vague question. So are you asking me how are we cooking it? Like, am I here? Like, because I have like management here all weekend, and we have weights. I have weights, or they're called dietary aides over there, and the dietary aides they work weekends. I have some who just work weekends because they're students. So, and they have a 7-day menu. So like it should be run just like it is run on the weekends here. Do you know what I mean? Because unfortunately, I come in a lot on Sundays because I just like to, but I'm not the martyr. I just like being here, all jokes aside. But so I check on them. So if there are concerns, it should be being run in the same. I will tell you, and I've said this to nursing before, it's very hard to find dietary aides that want to work from 4:15 to 8 o'clock at night on weekends. Well, no, in the afternoon. You tell me who wants to work Saturdays and Sundays from 4:15 to 8 o'clock at night. Usually I get younger, kids. I mean, that's the honesty. And remember, we can bring entry level. I bring 17-year-olds old, 16-year-olds old, because a lot of them, it's their first job opportunities. So a lot of time our night staff over in the health center will be younger. We do have management here. Jared's been coming in on the weekends, but did that answer your question? Okay. Any other questions for me? I know Michelle's happy. Very fun of me. Same thing I'm with Jason. It's not more than that, right? It was just
Hi, I'm Tom Tango, the Director of Plant Operations. See if I can leave this here. That's better. All right, I don't have a whole lot right now. A couple things. The LED swap program is going great. We're almost done. Not really. Not really. It's every Tuesday. We hit a different floor. We're trying to. If anybody wants to volunteer, feel free to come join us. We meet Tuesdays at 10 o'clock in the classroom, and then we go to the floor that we are swapping. another couple of weeks, we'll be done with central wing, and then we'll get to your wing. And if it's going to be your wing, I leave a sign on a stand in the hallway, and you'll see it. All right, but that's been going well. Also, those of you in the south wing, very soon we will have a signed contract to replace the HVAC system in the south wing. And so you will have air conditioning this summer. Towards the end of last summer, you didn't, but that'll be replaced and that'll be working fine. It's really all I have right now. I'll just take some questions if there is any. Anything? All right, let me get out of here.
Hi, everyone. I'm Shannon Scatoro, the Director of Marketing. Not too much on my end to share either. I'm sure you're all aware we have a full house. We have growing wait list. We've signed up a ton more since the year already started, since January. And a lot of the residents on the wait, or the future residents on the wait list, we're encouraging them to start visiting more and doing things and, you know, coming to activities and dining. So you might see some people regularly here. There's a few that come, you know, regularly, and there's some that come here and there. They will have an ID badge. They'll have a future resident add-on at the bottom, like a badge buddy to it. They can dine, they can bring guests, they can, you know, swim in the pool, they can do whatever they'd like to here except for sleep here. So if you do see them, you know, definitely try to get to know them, introduce yourselves. They're definitely interested in joining us at some time once they have a home. And again, thank you for those that have signed up for us to show your apartments, because we are running out of places to show when we have tours here. So we have a few of each size apartment and the cottages on our list right now. And we do try to give you as much notice for visits as well. Any questions from me? No? All right. I don't, Sarah.
Somebody will figure out I'm standing here eventually.
Hi, everyone. I'm Sarah Leonard, Resident Services Director. I just have a few activities related announcements for you. So a calendar edition happening today at 3 o'clock here is a classical piano concert. You've heard this pianist a couple times, I Hung Lee. She normally plays over in the great room, but she's being transferred here. So for your enjoyment, take advantage and come back here at 3 o'clock to enjoy some music. And also on February 24th, which is when the new resident orientation was scheduled for, I'm just letting you know there is no new resident orientation this month. So you can take that off of your calendar. And also tonight at 7 p.m. here, there is a student music recital featuring piano and violin music by local students of Leonid and Sonia Polishchuk, Marka Young and Valentina Shadalova. And those names probably sound familiar to you because some of them have played here and performed here before. This recital will also include student-composed compositions. So come and support these budding musicians with your welcoming and affirming presence. And refreshments will follow the recital. So again, tonight at 7 p.m. Next, another calendar edition is the Lenten Bible Study. And this is led by the Reverend Melody Meter of the New Paltz Reformed Church. And this is going to be 6 weeks, and it starts this coming Friday at 11 a.m. in the Art Studio. And this is sponsored by the Interfaith Committee. And there is our flyers posted with more information about that. And next, just a reminder that when you take a look at the calendar in the newsletter, you see that it is jam-packed. We have a lot going on. It's a lot to keep track of. And Gretchen and the rest of the team work really hard to advertise everything everywhere. It's in the Chanticleer, it's in the mailroom, it's on Connected Living, it's in the newsletter, it's in the calendar, it's there, but it's really, really packed. So please just keep on looking through the newsletter and looking at the calendar and to see the information on what's happening today. All right, that's all I have. Any questions for me? And it's Rob.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Robert Dunn, Director of Environmental Services. A couple things to note. Carrie is calling everyone. She's been trying to. I know you're not home all the time. I don't know why. But she's trying to schedule annuals, so she'll leave a message, but if you can get back to her as soon as possible, if anyone here hasn't had their annual and we seem to be playing phone tag, just call us. If you haven't had it yet, call us and we'll schedule the time, because we're trying to book as far out as we can possibly go with those, and we're scheduling several a week. And we would like to schedule those on your cleaning week if possible. So there's a lot of finagling that goes on with scheduling all those for you. So I know a couple of you had asked last time. So just call us if she hasn't called you, and we'll get that scheduled for you, because we got a bunch we want to do. Okay. Any questions on the annuals? Go ahead, Betsy.
Are you still doing the smallest apartments, or are you moving?
Yeah, I think we're past what is that, Spruce and Willow are the small ones. I think we had like 1 or 2 Willows that like we couldn't get a hold of people. So, if you don't answer your phone, we just move along. So we moved on to the next group that she's working on. But even now, if it's a cottage or whatever, call us and we'll fit you in, because not everyone always responds. And I don't want to leave an open space. So I want annual scheduled, so we can just keep moving along. All right. I don't want any downtime. So it doesn't really matter what size you are at this point. If she hasn't called you yet, call us. That's fine. Okay. Also, too, just remember, try not to, most of you, I think for the most part, we've gotten away from, canceling the day of, unless it's a medical emergency, obviously, but call us ahead of time if you need to change your housekeeping appointment. Okay. And we'll make whatever arrangements we need to, but we don't want to have to, charge you for that day's cancellation. If you just say, oh, I forgot, or if you turn the housekeepers away, I won't have to charge you for that, but just call ahead of time and let us know. Okay. Any questions on that piece of rescheduling? No? Okay. The only other thing I wanted to talk about, most of you were here a couple of months ago when my daughter surprised the hell out of me. She's coming home next week. So I appreciate, you guys sharing that moment with me. She's graduating as an LPN. She is an LPN now in the Air Force. So, and one of 4 of her airmen that graduated on the Dean's List. So I'm extremely proud, but I really appreciate all of you sharing in that moment with me. So thank you very much. Thanks.
Thanks, Rob, and congratulations to Lara. She can come work here as an LPN if she would like to. Tomorrow. All right, everybody. So I have lots of hats on today. First and foremost, we are doing some hiring. You saw my announcement that our activities director for the health center is no longer with us. So we are hiring for an activities director. We do have an opportunity to internally promote, which we may, but we also will be casting a wide net for that position. So if we have an activities director that has experience within our field that comes to us from another long-term care facility, of course, we will consider that person. So if you know someone in long-term care that has activities directorial experience, please send them our way. They can apply online. It's a simple Google search to figure out how to do that. We have a maintenance tech 2 position in Tom's department. And I received a fantastic internal message from one of our maintenance guys. Tom does not know that I received this message from one of his people, but it essentially said that this is the job of a lifetime for him. And not only does he love the job, it kind of found him, but he's lost 45 pounds in the process. And it's really been fantastic in 9 months. Because he walks so much every day. And yes, I have found since I've been covering Philip's sabbatical, not that I have done 1 million steps a day, but our nursing staff, our dietary staff, our EVS staff, these people are walking like 30,000 steps a day. It's crazy, which is just unbelievable to think about. Like I said, I have not been able to do that yet because I'm still at a desk job. Both of my jobs are still desk jobs somehow. We've got lots of dietary positions, lots of environmental, well, not lots, I guess, just one, but they seem to come up. They rotate. Still nursing positions. If you have people that are looking for positions, send them our way. When Rob was talking about how Stephanie is driving for us, the reason that she's driving for us is because we do have staff that are taking certified nursing assistant courses right now, which is great. because we're going to be able to have some new certified nursing assistants going through. So, we do continue to have staff positions available. So do continue to send people our way if you know anyone that's looking for stuff. All right. So that's Bridget's hat. Christy's hat. If you have not picked up your tax letter from us, please do so at concierge. Jeffrey had been making phone calls maybe a week or two ago. If you had not picked up your tax letter, do all of you know what that is? Okay, so everybody in this room has picked it up. If you haven't picked it up, please pick it up from concierge. You will get this from us every year, and it needs to go to your tax preparer. It may benefit you, it may not, but it's very important to get it to your tax preparer. So make sure you do that. If you are a Woodland Pond resident, which you are if you're in this room most likely, or watching this on 1340, you may have a neighbor or a friend or someone that you're eating dinner with that is having struggles at Woodland Pond. It is not your responsibility to be their counselor. It may feel like you get put into that position. See that lady in the green dress, if that happens. Okay, seriously. Everyone in this room can get put in that position at one time or another. We don't want you to feel like it's your burden, Suzanne Orchowski. I know the weight of the world gets put on your shoulders and others in this room. You don't have to carry it alone. We are here to help you, honestly. Okay, we don't always have the answer, but you don't have to carry that burden on your own. So if a neighbor really feels like a lot is falling on your shoulders, whether it be helping with a pet. A lot of times what happens is, and we see this all the time, you try to be a good neighbor or a good friend, and then through nobody's fault, it's never intentional, it ends up turning into something that becomes a huge animal. It just blossoms and it turns into something that becomes very overwhelming, and you don't know how to get yourself out of it. This doesn't just happen at Woodland Pond. It happens in life too. We can help you. We can help you navigate that. And you should never be embarrassed to ask for help. Really, you shouldn't be embarrassed. You shouldn't be ashamed. It does not make you a bad person. It doesn't mean that you're failing. Just please come to us, and we won't ever disclose that you had to throw in the towel. We want to help you continue to be a good neighbor, but we will help you with resources. So please come to us. We will keep it in confidence. You can come to me, you can come to Sarah. We will help you with that. Okay. We want to help you help your neighbors. Seriously. And you don't have to disclose it in this room, but you can't carry the burden of your neighbor's needs on your own. Okay. So please come to us. Kind of on a similar trend to that, right now, I'm sure you've all heard that there are a number of your neighbors from independent living that are having a very tough go of it in the health center. We've lost a neighbor that I'm sure you've all heard, Rita Haas, passed away. That came as a surprise. She, had a very short illness and then passed away. We've got a number of your neighbors that are suffering from surprise illnesses that are in skilled right now. A couple in the hospital that are a surprise. This is the time that we all have to come together and support each other. Again, you can come talk to any of us at any time. This is one of the hard parts of being in a community like this, because we develop friendships, we develop concern and love for one another. This is the hard time, but we can support you through that. And that's what we're here for. Okay. We're all feeling it, really. Okay. Tears get shed and our hearts start to get sad. And this is what we all feel, but we can come together over times like this. Okay. It's normal, but it's hard. So trust me, we're all feeling it. Health Center, a few of the updates and other things that we're working on. We have a lot of interdepartmental opportunities and things that are coming together. I'm seeing things through new eyes. I have so many things that I'm excited about. I'm a month in and I feel like I'm going to probably stay over there a little bit longer and do some things because I have a lot of opportunities and things that I am excited about. So you're going to be hearing some things from me, which will be good. Nothing like really earth shattering, but just lots of relationships and things I'm seeing through a fresh set of eyes. I don't think that there's anything monumental, but Margaret, I have a lot of things I want to talk to you about. So some exciting stuff, and it's not just all paint colors. So that'll be good. So I'm looking forward to Philip coming back and doing some collaborations and things like that. Does anybody have anything that they want to talk to me about, or any questions or anything for me right now? Okay, and if you didn't see my address yesterday, I know I started it with this, but we definitely need to be watching out for ticks as we come out of this winter that wasn't, because the ticks are going to be an issue this spring. I'm pretty fearful because it just wasn't cold enough to really kill them off. So as you're outside, definitely get outside, but make sure that you're watching out for the ticks on the pant legs and stuff. Anything for me? All right, big premiere tomorrow night. Make sure you put your makeup on and your long, pretty gloves and your high heels. All right, poker face it is. Toodles, everyone.